don't smoke crack, motherfucker, I sell it.
Welcome back, y'all. This is the Miscellaneous Minds podcast. I'm your host, Jesus Dinero, here with my co-host,
Puma El Gato.
Tell them about what we got tonight, my man.
We have Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney both sharing fights on the same card in May. Let's talk about it.
Listen, man, we got a couple of good fights, couple of tuna fights, actually, for both Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is going to be going up against Rolly Romero. I think it's going to be a good tune-up for him. We've all seen the way that Rolly fights. It's not necessarily a strategic fight. It's not necessarily technical fight. He goes in there to do some damage, and that leaves him very open to a lot of counters, which, Ryan's actually very good at. He's got that lightning fast hook, so I think Rolly's gonna receive that more than a few times over the course of the night. So I think it's gonna be a good tune-up. On the other hand, we also have Devin Haney on that same night going up against Jose Ramirez, and Jose Ramirez is a good challenge, although definitely one Haney can beat. So it's good that both of these dudes have fights that they can both handle in the night. That way we can get to what we've been asking for almost a year now, that rematch between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. And listen, while both of these matches, each one of them, there is a chance I could lose. It's a small chance. It's enough of a chance to keep it interesting, yet small enough to where hopefully we don't got to worry too much. Jose Ramirez is good. Jose Ramirez is definitely a challenge for Devin Haney, but I think the skills that Devin Haney has can certainly overcome some of his shortcomings. And on the other hand, Rolly doesn't really have that many skills. He goes in there and he tries a power punch. And as long as Ryan doesn't act a fool, I'm sure he'll catch Rolly with a couple of those hooks. And we'll call it a night. It'll be a good, nice build-up for both of these guys leading into their rematch sometime in the later part of the year. September, November, December-ish, I believe. And listen, it's a fight that everybody's been asking for based on the controversy, obviously, based on a lot of what happened in the previous fight. I think it's something that everyone's going to want to see. And listen, the way that Ryan was setting up, or not setting up necessarily, but landing that hook on Devin Haney over and over in the first match, I think we're going to see something somewhat similar with Rolly, more because Rolly just doesn't really think his moves out. He's just more of a get in there and attack. I think he stays on plan and on point for a little bit, but after that little bit, he loses track and he just goes wild and tries to get in there. Now, Devin Haney, he's more tactical. He's more disciplined. So I feel like his fight's gonna be a little bit longer, but it's gonna be a more disciplined and going to a UD decision win by the end of the night. At which point, obviously, we'll see him and I'm sure Ryan meet in the ring and basically talk their shit, and then eventually lead to I'll see you at the end of the year, and they'll each both talk shit. I'm sure Devin will throw some talking shit about the PEDs. I'm sure Ryan will say keep your hand up, so on and so forth. So it'll be an interesting good card for everybody to watch. What do you think about that, my man?
I understand the setting up of both of these fights. They kind of have to be strategic with a little bit of both of them, considering that they're obviously trying to hype up the fight between the future fight between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. I do think there is a little bit of a skill disparity between the opponents chosen for Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. I would personally argue that for Ryan Garcia's fight against Rolly Romero, I think it would serve as more of a tune-up / an exhibition fight, more sure to show off Ryan Garcia's skills in the ring. Rolly Romero has been kind of spotty as of late, and the fact that his win-loss ratio doesn't look nowhere near as impressive as Jose Ramirez is. Now again, Jose Ramirez, I think he was like a 32 in 2 losses, and I think 29 of those are by KOs versus Rolly Ramirez, I think it's 18 in 2 losses. So again, the win-loss doesn't look nowhere. 16 in 2. Sorry. I was off by about 2 fights. But the fact of the matter is that at the very least kind of proves my point that the skill disparity between both of the opponents chosen for both of these men, there's a little bit of a disparity in the skill for. Again, for Ryan Garcia, I do think it's a little bit more of an exhibition fight. For Devin Haney, I do think he has a little bit more on his plate. I think it was the last fight that Jose Ramirez, I think he lost by unanimous decision, but his last three wins before that was by UD, KO, and I think TKO, which that in and of itself, the fact that he's a lot more of an experienced boxer compared to Rolly Romero, I do think at the very least, Devin Haney, at least before the Ryan Garcia fight, has a lot on his plate. Looking forward to him on, I want to say it's May 29th for the Ring USA card. But I don't think at the very least they wouldn't have made this fight if they didn't think that there was a good chance that Devin Haney was going to win. Because again, as we discussed the last time before, once we talked about Devin Haney pausing the lawsuit between Ryan Garcia and the fact that they were talking it over, the fact is there's a lot of money to be made between Haney and Garcia too. So the fact that they might put a stop to that with a chance of him possibly losing the fight wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense if they didn't think in putting this fight together that Devin Haney would come out looking like the winner. Again, looking to hype up Haney and Garcia too. So I do think there is, at the very least, a high chance that Devin Haney will go forward with the W. But at the very least, from the standpoint that I'm seeing it, he's going to have a lot of his plate come May 29th.
Yeah, man, I think it's gonna be. I do agree with you. I do think that Devin has a little bit more on his plate than does Ryan. But Raleigh's a wild card, man. Raleigh's a wild card. He does have enough power to where he could trouble Ryan. I just don't think he has enough skills to trouble Ryan. That being said, I do believe in the skills of Devin to overcome Jose Ramirez. I think that it's going to be two good fights no matter what. Either way, I do think both of them are going to come out winning. And I do think because of those wins, I do think we're going to see the rematch that we've all been asking for at the end of the year. There's been a little bit of controversy back and forth as to who's going to be doing the testing, whether it's VADA, whether it's another organization that's going to be doing the testing for Ryan. But listen, as long as you can get those details worked out, and Ryan should absolutely be tested, I think we're going to have a phenomenal fight sometime at the end of the year. I'm definitely going to be tuning in for this fight card to see both of them hopefully come out the winners, and their rematch here at the end of the year, which again should be interesting and definitely something to keep out for everybody. Anything else you got to say about that, my man?
I think that's it out of me.
And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit, and
Until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you in the next one.